Lu Fan spared the lives of the two men on the condition that they would cooperate with him and remain loyal. After traveling a short distance, they encountered several wild animals. The two men dealt with them without hesitation. A while later, when things had calmed down, the two men began talking in hushed tones. "That bastard Lu Fan is making us work for him for free. If my leg ever fully recovers, I'll teach him a lesson he'll never forget and escape from his clutches." His companion chuckled softly at his words, but fear was clearly visible in his eyes. "Even if your leg heals, Lu Fan will still crush you like a bug. Right now, the most important thing is to conserve your strength and focus on surviving." Lu Feng had clearly overheard their conversation about working for free. He quietly approached them from behind and then said in a cold voice, "This isn't free labor. This is called cooperating with a partner. It's not like that weak alliance you formed with that dark sorcerer." Hearing his voice, he froze for a moment. A chill ran down his spine, and his mind raced. The fact that Lu Feng knew so much was like a hidden blade aimed at him. And then Lu Fan, pretending to be a stranger, landed on the ground and said, "Look, when the contract was activated, all your experience points were transferred to me. And in just a few days, I've reached level 70. And I've acquired almost all the fragments. There are only a few fragments left, which I'll obtain soon." But then he looked at Lu Fan with disdain. The resentment hidden in his eyes was now openly displayed without any hesitation. "Yes, we know. You're the one who's benefiting in the end." His companion immediately grabbed his arm, signaling him to be quiet, as if trying to prevent the situation from escalating. But he couldn't control his anger. He pointed a finger at Lu Fan, his voice laced with jealousy. In contrast, Lu Fan's reaction was surprising. He neither responded to the anger with anger nor offered any explanation. He already knew these people didn't like him. He also knew that the purpose of this conversation wasn't friendship, but to assert their dominance. His gaze was cold, and his words deliberately cutting. "Your skills are truly terrible. Li Peng killed 7 beasts, while you only managed to kill 5. Upon hearing Lu Fan's words, Li Feng pointed his finger and shouted, "Hey, I'm a powerful warrior. If you think it's so easy, why don't you kill the monsters yourself? Why are you making us do it?" Lu Fan replied, "Oh, Li Feng, you were only killing low-level enemies. Why were you doing that? There wasn't a single one above level 100. It seems you're slacking off." To this, Li Feng replied, "Hey, it's just my bad luck. I only encountered these weak monsters, so I killed them." Lu Fan laughed loudly and said, "Oh, so you didn't encounter any high-level monsters? Let's see about that." But then Lu Fan looked at them with a dangerous smile and said in a cold voice, "I'll summon a level 120 beast for you right now. That way, you won't have to go through the trouble of finding one yourselves." Hearing Lu Fan's words, the two of them panicked and said, "Oh no, there's no need for that. We'll find one ourselves." While his companion added, No, don't worry about it. We can handle it." But Lu Fan smiled and said, "All right. I really don't like seeing people in trouble. It always makes me want to help them." Lu Fan moved forward, and a short distance away, he spotted a box surrounded by a purple light. Thinking that it might contain something important, Lu Fan opened the box. As soon as he opened it, a purple light emanated from within. Seeing the key inside, Lu Fan said, "When luck is on your side, nothing can stop you." At that moment, a status window notification appeared. This is a fragment of the Divine Creation Pool key. Lu Fan immediately understood and thought to himself, "Will I finally be able to synthesize the Divine Creation Pool?" But just as Lu Fan reached out to pick it up, there was a powerful jolt. It felt like a tremendous explosion. The blast was so strong that the air pressure pushed them all backward. A bright light appeared in the sky. Everyone was terrified. while Lu Fan watched it intently. It looked like a human figure. Lu Fan said it seemed as if the key had appeared right in front of him. Several lights appeared in different places around Lu Fan. Seeing this, Lu Fan thought to himself that he had to find the location of the artifact that could create a god before that person did. And then Lu Fan ordered the two of them to head towards the light in the northeast direction, while he would go towards the nearest pillar. Saying this, Lu Fan took a long leap and, as he left, said, "Stay in contact. Let me know immediately if there are any changes." He didn't object to Lu Fan's words and said, "Okay, we'll do as you say." Meanwhile, on the other side, nearly 2 hours had passed in the desolate valley of the secret realm of the divine ruins. As Lu Fan approached the light, a man wielding a large weapon suddenly appeared. Turning around, he said, "Where did this scoundrel come from?" Seeing Lu Fan standing before him, he immediately said, "This place isn't for you. Leave now or I'll cut you in two." Lu Fan immediately activated the divine creation bridge. He instantly floated into the air. The man was completely terrified upon seeing the key. As if he had seen something shocking, he said, "Hey, you little scoundrel, you're so lucky to have obtained the key." As soon as he said this, he transformed. He transformed into a terrifying dragon demon. And sticking out his tongue, Lu Fan stood up, ready to attack, and said, "Now this key is mine." But Lu Fan wasn't scared at all. He used the key. And as soon as Lu Fan started using it, suddenly, a very powerful energy appeared. But that monster also rushed forward to attack Lu Fan and said, "Hey, give me that key." "You scoundrel." There was no fear in Lu Fan's eyes. He thought to himself, "It seems the divine creation pool isn't here." But now Lu Fan saw the danger approaching from behind him. Lu Fan was moving forward. He understood that there was no point in staying there, and he ignored the large dragon. But then the dragon lunged forward to attack Lu Fan. However, a sword suddenly flashed through the air, severing all of the dragon's limbs and killing it in an instant. At that moment, it wasn't clear how the dragon had died so quickly. He continued forward, and after a while, he arrived at the divine realm, the secret region, and the rebirth lake. He looked around at the scenery. After observing it, he realized that the surface of the lake was indeed solid, just as Li Peng had described. The secret region had some unique places, such as the shadow forest where all skills were predetermined, or this rebirth lake where the souls of the dead were reborn forever beneath its waters. This lake only flowed when someone died in it. Thinking this, Lu Fan was delighted. He found it truly interesting. Then, without wasting any time, he took out the key and activated it. But just then, something unexpected happened, which caught Lu Fan's attention. Suddenly, several fireballs appeared behind Lu Fan, exploding near him in an instant and sending him flying into the air. He immediately got up and looked to see who had attacked him. Then, a chicken-like creature appeared before Lu Fan, transforming into a gigantic form. Looking at Lu Fan, it said, "Lu Fan, you've finally found me." Lu Fan looked at it, but he was thinking, "I never expected to find this creature here." The creature immediately transformed into its gigantic form, stood before Lu Fan, and said, "Today, I will honor my brother's soul in heaven with your blood." Friends, this chapter ends here. To see the next chapter, please like and subscribe to the video and press the bell icon.